you may have noticed that there is a selection of Pokemon related items in front of me. I don't know if you can actually tell that from, because you can kind of see, like, I have some perfect order there, for example. Hi everyone, it's Future Alex here. As you can probably tell, I just want to interject very quickly and explain a few things. So I do apologise for disrupting the video flow, but it's very important to kind of explain a few things. So originally I filmed this, and I not only filmed this and recorded this, but I also did a live stream on my Twitch channel. You can go and find that, just a kind of like a shameful plug here. You can go and follow me on Twitch if you like. It is twitch.tv/Alex Damien. Damien is spelled with an O, so that's Damion. Feel free to go and follow me. I do stream every Sunday, UK time, between 4 and 5 for about an hour or two. So as you can probably tell, the video is a little bit odd. It's not being filmed professionally. It's because I was filming from my camera and live streaming it on Twitch. And as a result of that, I was also speaking. You could probably see that I say hello to a friend of mine who was talking to me through the stream chat. He was obviously egging me on. So, hello, Dan. Thanks for thanks for supporting my channel and my YouTube videos. It's very, very much appreciated. So you can probably see that I am talking to somebody. I am not talking to myself. I am talking to the camera, you guys who's watching these videos or watching me on Twitch. And obviously Dan was talking to me a little bit through the chat as well. So I do apologise there. And I also want to very quickly explain that I did have, as you probably saw in the background, I did have a lot of items to get through. Unfortunately, the video did go on quite an awful long time. So what I have done in this video is I have chopped it. So it went on for about 2 hours, and I think it's pretty unfair to give you all of that. So what I have done is I have chopped, literally in this video, you will just see that I am unboxing the Perfect Order, the Ascended Heroes, the Match Battle and McDonald's sets, and those sort of the very first pile. That's what you'll be watching today. The other two piles I'll probably put in another separate video. I might put those into separate videos themselves, or it might just be in another just single one on its own. But that would be the so you can probably see that I had some boxes. Those were some mystery boxes, and I also had some custom made Pokemon cards made, which I'll obviously explain those in that video a little bit more. So you're more than welcome to go and have a look at that video as well once I've made that live. And yeah, so I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to send you back to past me, and I'll let her explain what we're doing in that video. So I went on a bit of a shopping spree, and it's working. For a minute then I thought that the mic wasn't working on the OBS, but it is working. So I went on a bit of a shopping spree because I realised that I quite enjoy like watching people like opening Pokemon cards and watching videos of there's a few YouTubers that I watch that kind of like do a few bits and pieces when it comes to Pokemon, because I was one of those where I was very interested in Pokemon cards when I was younger, in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I had some original base set, vintage 1990s, and it was the 90s. It was the 90s set. So like the original base set, the original jungle, the original fossil, and all those sort of like vintage cards. And I remember collecting them with my brother. I remember having like arguments with my brother of whose cards were best and things like that. And then as I got older, became a teenager, I don't know what I did, but I know I got rid of them, but I can't remember if I sold them or if I just threw them out. I'm hoping I didn't just throw them out, but I did get rid of them. I no longer have them anymore. And I think it was years later, and I say that like, it was literally just a couple of years ago, back in 2020, I want to say 2022, roughly, that I started collecting again. Not seriously, because I remember just coming across them. I was doing some shopping, and I came across them in the local Tesco's. Hi, Dan. In case you don't know, I'm opening up some cards. First of all, I'm just explaining that I originally had original Pokemon cards, and I got rid of them, and I hated it. It was like the vintage set, and I didn't start collecting again until like 2022, I think it was, and I just randomly went into Tesco's and came across some Pokemon cards. It's like, you know what, just for old time's sake, I'm just going to open them up and just going to buy a pack, just one pack, and I'm going to open them up and see what I get. And I got the bug again, and as you can probably tell, this is just a small selection of what I've actually got. I've got I think I've got 5 binders, and there's some Pokemon cards up there as well. There is actually a fake, don't know if you can see it, there's a fake Charizard there as well. Fatal mistake, one just leads to many, unfortunately. But yeah, so I caught the bug, and I decided recently that I was going to start doing things like videos and stuff of all the stuff that's out there. So what I have actually got, I'm gonna start with. So I have got some some basic kind of interesting Pokemon cards that I find interesting because they're kind of I got some McDonald's set. So that actually comes in like a McDonald's kind of set, and there's so that's 2023. That is 2021, and I also have some match battles as well. There's a few there, and then I have also Dan, you probably know this, but I have so my parents are in Thailand. This hasn't come from them, but I did find this on eBay, and I saw that it was Coughing, and Coughing is one of my favorite Pokemon from the base set. So I decided to also buy that. I'm going to open that up and see what we get in the packs. I'm going to start off with those, and then I'm going to do these ones. So these ones I've got Perfect Order, which is the brand new set. I've got a few of those. All of this here is the Perfect Order set, and I've got some Ascended Heroes there as well. I've not opened any of these yet. I've not got any in my set yet, so I've been waiting for these. I've also got I've got an Ascended Heroes booster box that I'm still waiting to get delivered, even though that's technically was delivered. It was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? These are the newer set. This is slightly older, but this is kind of like the month before. So I'm still waiting for the booster box, but I don't think that's going to come to me until the end of April, unfortunately, because they're staggering the releases. I think there's quite a few really good valuable cards in that set, so they've staggered it a little bit. So I'm going to be opening those next, and then I've got some these ones here. So I've got 4 different ones. These are mystery boxes. So I'll go through those a little bit more detail, because I've actually got on screen, which I will show in a minute once I've opened all of these. I'll show you what the actual mystery boxes are about. So some have booster cards, some have sweets in them, some have drinks in them, and there's the different ones depending on kind of which grade you go for. And then I've also got some mini cards. Actual mini cards. I'm not going to show just yet, but I will at some point obviously open these up and show you the mini cards. They're not just mini cards themselves, they're actually mini cards in little fake packets. So little fake packets that look like that, but they're a lot smaller. They're obviously custom, they're not real, they're not like real Pokemon cards, but they are custom. And then I've also got some actual custom made Pokemon cards made. And this is basically what I've done is I have sent in a photo of myself to a creator and got these specifically made. These are going to be opened up last because I'm really, really excited about opening those ones. But for the time being, I'm going to open up these ones in front of me, which are, I'm going to do the Match Battle first, and then afterwards I'll do the McDonald's ones. So what I'm going to do, and I apologise now for this, because I know, Dan, you're watching me, but I'm going to move the camera so you can actually see what it is that I'm doing. So I apologise. But hopefully you can kind of see it a little bit better of what I'm actually doing. Fortunately, you can't see my face very well, but you can see what I'm opening up. And I'm also going to very quickly take off my jacket because I'm a little bit warm. Thankfully, it's not very low cut of a top, so you don't get distracted. Right, so I've also got some penny sleeves here for any really, really good hits that we get. I'm not expecting any good hits in these ones, maybe in those, but last week you were cold. Yes, I know, the temperature has changed, and I have my computer does also generate a little bit of heat as well, so oh yeah, and I've also got some hard cases here as well. You can't see them, I'll put them here. So I've got some hard cases, so any good hits can also go in the hard cases. So the match battles. So there's only 4 cards in these. I'm not expecting any really, really, really good hits, to be perfectly honest with you. But actually, you know what? We have literally just got a nice shiny Growlithe. This very, very first one, and I'm actually quite happy with that. I quite like the Growliths, and it is a shiny one, so you can see it. So we've got Growlithe, Ladybar. I'm not going to read out all of them because I will end up kind of butchering the names, because I know that there's some in here that I just don't know how to pronounce the names, because like I said, I've only come back to it within the last couple of years. So there's loads of Pokemon that I'm like, I have no idea that even existed. I think the very first one, by the looks of it, is a shiny, which is quite nice. Can you see that all right? Because it is really difficult to get it to focus. The cutie fly. It's a very cutie fly. But nice shiny one there as well. I'm going to end up having a pile of opened Pokemons. Oh, we've got another Growlithe. Another Growlithe. That's my first duplicate of the day. It looks like all of those are exactly the same in that first pack. Oh, we have a Pikachu, which I accidentally dropped. It's a good start, Alex, good start. Nice Pikachu. Shiny. I'm actually going to stick that in a penny sleeve. So I do quite like collecting the Pikachus. Oh, my phone is reminding me that I have to stream today. Already ahead of you. And then we also have another duplicate. And a Flaffy. Nice, good start. Oh look, we have another duplicate. Another Flaffy. And another Cutie Fly. It's bound to happen because there are a lot of duplicates in this set. There's only a few that have... Oh look! Another duplicate. There aren't many in this set because this is literally just the McDonald's set. No, not McDonald's, sorry, the Match Battle. I'm getting confused with these ones. Lapras and another cutie pie. 4 more left. We have a new one, Smeargle. What about yourself, Dan? Have you ever collected Pokemon cards? We have another Smeargle. Second from last. That is a new one. Not had that one yet. So you did when you were at school, but not since. That's fair. I think there's a few people that kind of got into it in like the 90s when Pokemon cards were first a thing, and then they just stopped. Or I think I know someone who has. Best I get now is Pogo on phone when I can be bothered. Yeah, I've oh yeah, the Discord game as well. That's quite good fun when that pops up. And I ban you from the Discord. Another little Rowlet. Shiny. But yeah, Pogo I don't really play that much on my phone anymore. I've kind of got a little bit bored of it because they keep bringing out new things that kind of doesn't really make sense. And it's there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of microtransactions in it, so you kind of miss out on an awful lot of it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up these ones first because these ones are actually 2021. Don't know if you can see that on the back of it. This is 2021, so I'm going to open up these ones first, and then that one is 2023. Yeah, we were addicted to that game when we were in Scotland. I remember that. Just driving around finding stops. I think I was more interested in actually like playing the like going and getting like the little postcards that you could get. So in this, just opening the app so you can see what's in there. You get obviously 4 additional card game. Load of stickers, which are quite cute. I'll probably find a use for those at some point. And then I think that is literally just like a little scene. Obviously this is what kids get in that little Happy Meals. But I am a big kid. But I do also quite like I do enjoy collecting the cards for my collection because I am autistic and I like to collect things. I'm just going to stick that there and open up this. So this is just the four cards again. So just a smaller pack, little fun pack. Nice little shiny with Snivy. So you can obviously see that the 25 logo there and the mark at the bottom is also indicating that it is, I don't know if you can see that very well, but that indicates that it's from the McDonald's set. We have a nice little Pikachu there as well. It's not a shiny one, but that is a nice Pikachu. And then that one, and then a Chimchar. Next one. Obviously, same thing as before. No point showing you everything that's inside of it, but you get another Pokemon sticker set, and then the scene, and then the actual cards themselves. Chespin as the shiny. and then a little Litten on the back. Another one. Again, obviously, we have the scene and the stickers. The cards is the main thing. This is the last one for this one. And we have another shiny Snivy. And then Trico, T-Pig, and Chimchar. So that's that for those ones. I'm going to have to tidy up my desk in a minute. And obviously, I'm going to open this one next. So this is the 2023 McDonald's. Slightly different from the 2021 because it comes in this little box. You can see the little Happy Meal logo on the back. I'm going to try and open this carefully because I do quite like keeping these boxes. Let's see what we've got in here. So we have got Match Battles. And we also have some other bits and pieces. I think that is one of those, in some packs you get like the little card thing. So the shiny Growlithe is $3.79 on eBay, nice one. So if you want to use the code on that, you're welcome to. That's for the online stuff. And then what looks like a little paper pog of some sort. And then a little leaflet, which kind of explains a few bits and pieces about the little pog thing. But I'm more interested in this. So the Match Battles set. We have a really nice shiny cloth. I like the fact that it's kind of goes all the way on around the outside as well. Nice little set. I don't have any of these in my set currently, so that's going to be a nice addition. So that's that for the McDonald's sets. I should actually check to see what year these were actually. Don't know if it says on here. 2022 for those ones. And then I will open up the tie cards. I have actually got some more cards coming. My parents have sent some over, but they are currently with my grandmother, and I really need to go and see her because they obviously live in Thailand. They sent some over with my aunt. I wasn't able to go and see them because of work, and so they sent them over with my aunt and sent them to obviously my aunt left them with my grandmother because my grandmother lives in Swindon, and it's the closest one for me, and yeah, so I need to go over and see her at some point. I'm just having to see what I've got in here, so I just got the card bits. I'm not really interested in those. So we have a nice shiny coughing for my collection. I'm going to stick that, just because I am a little bit pedantic, in a sleeve. And then I'm going to open up these ones. So I don't think these are a full pack. I'm going to cheat and use the scissors though, because the Thai ones and also the I think there are some cards that do have like the full set, like these ones. There is 10 in the pack, whereas like the Korean, the Chinese, the Japanese, and I think even the Thais, by the looks of it, do not have a full set of 10. But let's see what we get, because last time I opened up some Thai packs I got a really, really nice shiny, I think it was a shiny not shiny Pikachu, it was a full art Pikachu, but there is no way I'm going to be able to pronounce that. It does look like we've got something shiny in the back, but I'm going to do that one for last. That is a nice half art. That's what I saw in the back. And then the nice little one on the back as well. Yeah, some of these cards, Stan, like the Charizard, the fake Charizard that I've got, even though it's fake, if it was actually the real thing, if I actually pulled that from a pack, it's worth, if it was a graded card, like on its own, it's probably worth about £600. Graded, you're talking about thousands of pounds. So some Pokemon cards now are ridiculously expensive. You're looking at the base Charizard is ridiculously expensive. If you get a 10 grade for that, you're talking like, again, thousands of pounds. I think one even sold for like 10,000 or something like that. I have to double check that, mind you. Again, I'm not going to try and pronounce, because if it's not there in English, even if it is there on English, I know that I'm going to end up messing it up, pronouncing some of these Pokemon wrong. A nice little hollow there as well. There we go. That is the tie cards. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to open up some of these Ascended Heroes. I think I'll probably do first, and then the Perfect Order. So I'm going to move some of this out of the way. I'm going to shove it down on the floor. Do you reckon you could get back into Pokemon cards again, Dan? Or you're more of an observer of the madness? Possibly. Honestly, it can be really, really frustrating. So if you do get into it, beware of the scalpers trying to steal everything off the internet when they first come out. So this is the next set I'll be opening up. So this is the Ascended Heroes collection. So this isn't the got more important things to spend your money on at the moment. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, so do I. But God help me. So this is the Mega Evolutions Ascended Heroes. So although this is the newest set that is currently out, this is the set before that. The First Partners Deluxe pin collection. So although the First Partners, there is a First Partners set that is slightly different to this, but it has a set right in the middle that has some very, very nice cards. Unfortunately, that is not this one. But what I have got is some promo cards along here. You can see them. I've got some Ascended Heroes packs, and then I've also got a nice pin. So I had been considering getting some of these pins because there are some nice pins out. But I'm going to open this up, and it seems a real shame to actually open it up because sometimes some of these things can be worth more if they're not opened. But this is kind of what the scalpers pay off, and I much prefer to actually collect for my collection. So I'm gonna open them up and see what hits I get in the packs. I'm trying to do this delicately, but there's no way about doing this delicately. Just gotta force it open. Trying to minimize damage as much as possible. Okay, there we go. Ruined the box. I have deliberately kept the chat off the screen. The reason for that is because I will be putting this into a YouTube video, and I'll be kind of cutting and pasting it and editing the video. So I wanted to keep the chat off the screen, but when I go back into Phasmophobia later, I will be putting that back onto the screen. Right, how do we get these out? Pull those out like that. So here we have got the very first promo. Although saying that, it doesn't actually say promo on the card, but it is one of the promos. You can see that I'm holding these very, very carefully. There's the other promo. And the last one. So I'm going to put those into some sleeves very, very quickly. Lost the sleeve then for a minute. That way up. There we go. And there's the pin. Nice pin there for you. But the main star of this show, at least for now, is these Ascended Heroes packs. So I'm going to try and take these out very carefully without damaging the corners or the sides, just in case there's some good hits in here. Move that out the way, move that out the way, put those there. Because that's making me nervous. I'm moving those out the way as well. Don't need those currently. Right, Ascended Heroes. Let's see what we get. So obviously there's 10 cards in this pack. So let's see if we get any good hits. And Dan, you can see how the Pokemon cards have kind of evolved over the years. Those shinies really aren't, like, originally when you used to get shinies in the original base set, they used to be really, really good at getting those sorts of shinies. But now if you get those sorts of shinies, they're not really worth anything these days. You can pick them up quite cheaply. It's when you get to like the full arts and the rares and things like that. So I'll move that out the way. So the very first card is obviously going to be the energy. We have the fire energy. Move it over. I'm not going to do this every single time by putting it up to the camera, but hopefully you can see what we get. Tangler is another good one that I quite like. Clefable, I'm going to put those down there. Nighttime Mine. There we are getting to the hollows. So there's always 3 in a pack in the new sets. And then we have, I believe that is the reverse hollow. So those are the hollows. Because the actual, is that the way around I'm thinking of? No, I think those are the hollows. I always get this confused. And then I think that is the reverse hollow. I might be wrong in that, but there's two different types of hollows that you can get on Pokemon cards these days. So that's the first set. Move that out of the way. Next one. Energy. And we have got, that's nice artwork on that one. I quite like the artwork with the Northern Lights in the background. Meowth. There we get into the hollows. That one's not a bad card. The reason for that is because it has the Pokemon ball symbol on it, whereas some of them have like their energies, their energy equivalent. This one obviously has, instead of the actual energy itself, which is obviously the fighting energy, you have the Pokemon ball instead. They're a little bit more rarer than the base hollows that you can get. So obviously they're adding in more cards. So you've got more cards to add to your collection. Getting more money out of this. Energy. And we have another Tangler. I quite like the bat ones, so the Norbats and the Zubats. I quite like bats in general, so that's a good one. At least for me. For the general Pokemon community, it's not. That's also quite a nice card. Just generally, I quite like the Dragonites and Dragonairs. Again, that's just more of a me thing. And we are getting to the hollows. And I do believe that's actually quite a not bad card actually, because that's a different Pokeball. So I'm going to stick that, and then we've got that one as well. I'm going to stick that in a sleeve. So like the Pokeballs. Where's that gone? I'll get that in a minute. So the Pokeballs are like the one type of cards that you can get for the hollows in the newer sets. And then you have I think that's a Grand Ball. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to try and remember what they look like. And then you got the Master Balls, which are very, very rare. Move that out the way. And second to last pack for the Ascended Heroes, and then we will move on to the Perfect Order. I can get the pack open. Try and do so without damaging the cards, just in case there is a good card in here. Energy. Just a typical water energy. Sometimes you can get hollow energies as well. And we have the Knight. A Nighttime Mine again. That was a duplicate. And we're getting into the hollows. Another good card that I quite like is the Phantump. I do quite like the Phantumps. Oh, I see something in the corner, and I can see that is again a different Pokeball. So I'm gonna have to look that one up as well. And then we have Half Art Regirock X. That's also going to go into a. But Dan, if you end up looking up any of these, I doubt very much that they're worth much. You can kind of like look at the differences between like some of these very, very basic common cards, and then I'm going to stick that in a different pile, and then look at these sorts of ones, the half arts. Again, they're not very expensive. In fact, I don't actually know. I don't know these cards. These like if I was to be shown any that are expensive, I probably wouldn't even know it, to be honest with you, because I haven't actually researched into it that much. Because the main thing for me is not necessarily about the money side of it, it's more to do about just adding to the collection. And again, I am still quite new to the Pokemon card world again, having just got back into it properly the last couple of years. Last pack of the Ascended Heroes. So what energy are we going to get this time? Yeah, the Psychic energy. We have an Ethan's Slugma. I see I saw a quick peek at the back there. I think I've got another half art. But let's see what we get. I do quite like the Haunters as well. Kind of the ghosty sort of style Pokemon cards. They're usually quite good fun. And we have Hollow. We also have another Pokemon Ball style card there as well. And then the very last one is just a normal Hollow, unfortunately. But nice card though. I quite like the artwork on that. I have no idea what Pokemon that is though. But I'm going to stick that in a sleeve just because it's one of the Pokeball style ones. And that is the Ascended Heroes. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I have a lot of Pokemon cards to sort through, to put into my binders and whatnot at some point. I'm going to put those aside as well as the promos. And now I have a lot more cards to open. I have a funny feeling this is going to take me all night to get through, but we have some loose cards here. I put my name down on some invitations for some of these. So when I was ordering, so originally when these actually became available, I rushed to order this box, and in this you have a special edition, which is like a promo card, Tyrant. You can see that there. We'll get that out in a minute. And it also comes with a lot more different items as well. As you can see, we've got some dice. We've obviously got the energies. We've got the actual packs themselves. So I think there's about 10 of them in here. And then a few other bits and pieces like the sleeves and whatnot. I'm obviously mostly interested in that card there, and also these here. More often than that's kind of more to do with building out my collection. And then I also got these from the same. So these all came from literally the Pokemon Center company itself. So this is not, I did not buy these from scrapers. This came from Amazon. So Pokemon Center is also on Amazon. I don't generally like ordering off of Amazon, but it's really, really good in the sense that you can actually, when they have things available, they usually put up like an invitation. So you can put your name down for an invitation to get things from the Pokemon Center on Amazon, and they send you out an invitation. It's like a first come first serve, or they kind of like select a few random people when they have them available. So I managed to get my hands on these, and this is literally the Pokemon cards themselves, but it's in, you can probably see them there. So it's like a display case, but you can get a whole pack. So this cost me £70. I think these cost me individually, I think they were like £23, and I can't remember how much this was. But if you look these up on the internet, I bet you the scrapers would have picked these up like really, really quickly off of like the Pokemon Center website, and then put them up on eBay straight away, or wherever, and just hiked the prices up, because they're so difficult to get your hands on these days, especially if there's some nice cards involved. That they just hike the prices up so that you pay it. They're not available on the normal shop, so the only way you can get them is off of eBay and whatnot. And then these ones I got off of, I think it was Magic Madhouse, and I just got these loose because they were available. And again, this was an invitation only thing, so I'm going to open up these first, and then I'll get around to doing these. So let's just get into it. Rather than me talking about opening them up, let's actually open them up. Let's see if we get any good hits. is the very first pack that I've ever opened of Perfect Order for my own collection. So I've been looking forward to this for ages. So we will have the energy right at the back, and we have a psychic energy. Let's turn these over, and let's see what we get. See if we get any good hits in these ones. I imagine that we will end up seeing, because I've got so many of them, that we will get some nice cards. They might not necessarily be worth an awful lot, but we will get some nice art cards at some point. So let's see what we have in this very first pack. So there's a Tyrant, but it's not the promo card. Nice little dinosaur Pokemon there for you, and I've accidentally opened those up. But there we go. Put those down there. Clefairy. And then we have some of the hollows. We have just a random Pokeball. And then we have a nice half art Meowth. I like that. I think that's a really nice card. I'm going to stick that into a sleeve. Again, Dan, if you wanted to look these up, any of these prices, I bet you that that isn't really worth much. But it is a very, very nice half art card. Half art card. Let me say that a little bit slower. Okay. Next pack. I did also, when I bought those, because like I said, I got some fake cards, or I actually got one fake card. I got like a box. It was very similar to this, but it wasn't the Perfect Order. It was just the Mega Evolutions, and I ordered this off of eBay, and because it was like a reasonably priced, and at the time I probably should have realised that maybe it was a little bit too cheap. And should have looked at the reviews a bit better, but it actually, when it came, I was really excited about opening it as just for my own personal collection. I didn't do it like on stream or on video or anything. Started opening them up and realised these don't feel right. They don't feel right at all. And then when I kind of like continued opening them up, and I was like, no, these are fake. These are fake cards. They are well done to a point. Like, at first glance, you didn't realise that they were, because it was the very first time I've actually come across fake cards before. And then I kind of realised I'm getting the order is wrong. I'm getting like random hollow cards in the middle. I'm not really getting like many energies, and I think I ended up getting like one of the most expensive Charizard cards you can get in that set, and it did not look right at all. And I ended up boxing it back up and sending it back to the person on eBay, because the reason why I order mostly these sorts of things from eBay, if I can be bothered to get the set for my collection and pay the scalper prices, I know that there's a buyer protect on eBay, so I was a little bit less concerned about it. But let's see what we get energy wise. What energy card are we getting? We have just a normal energyless card. And then we have got, let's see if we get any hits in this one. Nice little seal there. And we have got a very nice half art card there. That's going to go into a sleeve. I'll very quickly have a drink as well. Three packs left. I think I'm going to have to just go through these a little bit quicker, because we have got a lot to get through, and it's already 4:25, so I am probably, I've done that a bit wrong. I've already, I would quite like to play a bit of Phasmophobia later as well, but we're already going through a little bit slowly than I'd hoped. So let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, that's a nice card. There you go. There is the very first full art card, although it is a trainer. But that is a nice card. I'm going to put that aside. And I have noticed in this set we do not have like the Pokeballs hollows or any of those in this set. So they must have picked and chosen which ones to put in those. Put that there. Right. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to stick that there in view. So this is the second to last of the loose cards, and then we'll open up some of the boxes. If I can open it up. Energy. Do this again. I'm going to do this very, very quickly, just so that you can see. There's the hollows. No good hits in that one. And the last loose cards. Let's do that over there. Get rid of that. And we have the energy. Just normal leaf energy. And then let's get into these. Nice Haunter there again. Snorlax. And we have a shiny Snorlax. And Dugong. And that's pretty much it for those cards. So, let's open up these. I'm going to cheat and use the scissors, because otherwise it's going to take me ages to open these up. I will be moving the scissors before I start opening up the packs, don't worry. I'm seeing them on screen, and they are making me nervous, even though I haven't actually opened up the box yet. So in these boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you can imagine that there is 6 in these boxes. I've got another 6 there, and I think there's about 18 in there, and then there's another 10 in the actual box with the Tyrannosaurus. Let's see what we get here. I went a little bit overboard on buying some of these, but you know what? The reason, kind of like my justification is that I could be into something else, like drugs or something, you know. So, and I don't even drink that much. So this is, out of all the kind of obsessions to have, or bad habits to have, this is kind of justifiable, right? Energy. Bit of colourless energy there. Let's go through, see what hits we get. No good hits there. A couple of nice shinies though. Another one. Energy. The water energy. Oh, I think I saw something then. We'll see. We'll see. It might just be a bit of a glint. Or it might just be that I'm tired. And we have got a nice full art there. And we've also got another Dugong, but that is going to go into a sleeve. Doesn't matter if it's a half art or a full art or any of those sorts of cards. I always put them in a sleeve. And if I find anything that is really, really valuable, they go into a hard sleeve as well. But I'm not 100% sure what these are actually worth, these ones. But I will find out, and I will probably, when I put this into a video, I will be putting those on screen. I will edit the video and put it on screen when it goes up on YouTube. Energy. There's the fighting energy. I think I saw something again. We will see. I don't know if you've ever heard, Dan, that we do have... I like that. We have the basic kind of like non-hollow and then the hollow right after it. Oh, and then we also have... I do believe that is a duplicate. Half art. But it is going to go into a sleeve just to protect it. Sometimes these do end up becoming quite valuable and you don't want to scratch the front of it. What was I saying? I was saying something then. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Couldn't have been important. Oh yeah, I'll be putting this up on YouTube and showing the prices of some of these when I actually get around to figuring out how much they actually are worth. Like properly. Energy. We have leaf energy. Ooh. That is a nice rock energy, but it's not really anything too overly valuable, that one. Just caught me a little bit off guard, that one. And I've run out of you can't see it, but there is like there's quite a few empty packs here now, and it's starting to overflow on my desk a little bit. Get rid of that one, and we have the energy, electric energy. Run through these very quickly again. See if we got any good hits in this one. Oh, we do have a very nice, very first full art Pokemon card, and not a trainer card. That is nice. I don't think that one's that's not a. You can probably see on the bottom of these ones that you have. I don't know if it's gonna see it. You can see it very well, but you can just about make out that there's two little gold stars, which means that is a double rare. Whereas this one only has the single gold star, so it's not as rare. It's still a nice card though. Although that doesn't usually mean too much, because it's although that these ones are a little bit more rarer, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're more valuable. And the last one for the very first box that we had. Oop, that was very, very silly. Hopefully there's nothing too valuable in that. You didn't see that, alright? Energy card. Fire energy. Tyrant again. Pretty sure that is a duplicate. Yeah. Thankfully there is nothing very, very valuable in that card set. Dropping them was not a very good idea. On to the next box. Find a good way in without damaging the box too much. Nope, not going to stick those there because they give me a panic attack when I see them on the desk. Out the way, and then we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just gonna go straight in, see what we have. Energy. They're fighting energy. I run through these very, very quickly. Let's see if we get any good hits. Nothing in that one. I am seeing the dugong very, very frequently though. Next pack. Energy. We have got the grass energy there. Leafy, grassy. Oh, that is a nice Doublade. Nice card there. Again, it is just that she just got the 1 star. But that is still a nice card. I'm starting to think actually that I don't know whether that is actually rarer than the other ones. And we got a hollow growing energy there as well. Next pack. Nice little selection of cards there. That's actually a nice card. I like the artwork art and the colours. The dark but the slight bit of pink, which I am very surprised I actually caught that on camera, saying that I quite like pink. I'm not usually a fan of pink. I say that, and I used to have pink hair, but anyway, energy, psychic energy. Let's see if we've got any good hits in this one. Got another growing energy there, and rocky energy. That's a bit of, that feels like I've been cheated a little bit. Hey ho, they all add to my collection. Energy card, another electric. Let's see what we get in here. Let's see if we've got any good hits. No good hits, but that is a nice card on the Gengar though. I do quite like that. Some of the artworks on these, even though that they're not really worth much, they are nice artwork. Spending all that money on Pokemon cards, sometimes, even though you might not necessarily get some good hits, does sometimes feel worth it. Energy. Making sure you're awake, yelling down the microphone. Let's see what else we have. Any good hits in these ones? No good hits, but we do have a telepathic energy card, hollow at the back. I'm still awake. I'm glad you are, Dan. I'm glad you are. Paying attention. There's going to be a quiz at the end of this. You do realise that, right? I am joking. Or am I? Right. Energy. Just a colourless energy. Yeah, that the auto mod picked that up. So I can't even I can allow that or deny that. So I'm gonna deny that. Right. Let's see what we get here. No hits on that one. So that's that so far. The next one is these ones, which is basically the exact same thing, only there's more of them. I mean, it doesn't really make much difference if I allow that or deny that, really, Dan, because I mean, it's not on the screen, but it will show up. But yeah, I just can I be a little bit difficult? I'm gonna deny that. So you can see there is a lot more cards in here. A lot more. Ooh, throwing the cards about everywhere. There you go. Whole collection to add to my growing pile. So I'm just going to jump in because we have got a lot of cards to get through. And we also have to open that box yet. And I've also got the mystery boxes and the mystery slabs, which are the graded cards. And I've also got the custom cards as well to get through. So let's get through these. So we've got an energy, which I think is already damaged a little bit. But it's a good job it's the energy. So we've got energy. I'm not overly bothered by that. Let's see what we get here. Any good hits? Ooh. We've got the Slazzle half art card. I'm starting to think that my thought process was that the 2 stars meant that it's more valuable, but I'm actually starting to not think that. So I'm going to stop kind of like embarrassing myself and mentioning the stars, because maybe these ones are actually a little bit more valuable. I mean, that one's a gold star, so I'm gonna have to look that up, and because I'm actually curious about that myself. Next pack, and I'm also losing the feeling in my foot at the same time, the way that I'm sat, which is not good. Energy, the fighting energy there. No good hits there. And we've got another dugong. I'm getting a lot of duplicates. I am curious to see that when I open up all of these, I'm curious to see what the most common card that I'm getting in these packs, because I'm seeing a lot of duplicates, but I mean, that is the nature of the commons. Energy. We've got another grassy, greeny, leafy energy. And let's see what else we've got. So I'm pretty sure I've seen that Diggersby quite a few times as well. And there is no good cards. So I'm going to start a new pile there. Next one. Energy card. Psychic energy. And I'm pretty sure we've seen that card a few times as well, right at the front of the pack. Nothing interesting in those ones. Energy card. Oh. I see you've just sent me a message, Dan, but I'm going to read that later. made me jump though. Came through on my computer, and I see that there is a card at the back. It's about the stars. Okay, I did see like a little thing pop up saying something about the stars. Thanks for that. And there is a half art there at the back. I'm actually going to stick that in a put those on that pile there. Put that in its own thing there. Onto the next pack. Too many characters to put into the chat, that's fair enough. So what is it that you said then? Let's have a quick look. Oh crikey, I see what you mean about, yeah, that I'm even having to click on read more. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. So hang on, so 1 gold star is illustration rare. 2 gold stars is special illustration rare, so that is technically, yeah, and you got 3 gold stars, which is hyper rare. 2 silver stars, which is ultra rare. 2 black stars, double rare. 1 black star, rare. Okay. That's interesting. And there's other key indicators like the black star with promo. I'll have to read that properly later. Thank you. Energy. Got the colourless energy. And we got a antique sail fossil right on the start on that one as well. We have Sacred Ash full art. So there is the silver stars there, Dan. So the 2 silver stars, which I think that's not as rare as the gold ones, I think. So 2 silvers is ultra rare. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, there's probably a lot more out there in terms of details. This is what I mean. I mean, I've literally just gotten back into the Pokemon card collection, so energy. Got the fire energy. So yeah, there's still an awful lot to learn. No good hits on those ones. I'm going to sit on my chair properly because the way that I was sat, it was digging into the back of my leg and it was cutting off the circulation. And I was losing the feeling in my leg. Energy. Let's run through these very quickly to see what we get. See if we got anything good in here. I'm not seeing anything so far. We have another seal. Oh, that is a nice card. So we do have, is it pronounced Drapion? And it is a single gold star. Single gold star. So that's going to go into, that's actually a very pretty card. And we've got the telepathic energy at the back there as well. Sometimes some of these cards, like on their own, they're worth a certain amount. But then when you get them graded, so this is one of the reasons why I'm putting them into the sleeves to protect the hollow part of it. And also the back of it. You can kind of like, they grade cards based on how well that they are, how well they're made, and how what condition they're in. So they'll look at things like if there's any blemishes, if it's off center, if there's any marks in the corners and things like that. So that one looks like a tidy card. I mean, it's literally freshly pulled, so I'm not expecting there to be too much It's very... I've not actually had... I have got some graded cards, but I've not actually gone through getting anything graded because, like, the one that I want to use, Energy, the one that I want to use, which is called Ace. It's a UK company that grades cards. There are others, but they're like based in America, Canada, and whatnot. And it's very difficult to kind of... I don't trust the process too much just yet because it means sending them off to America, and I don't like the idea of sending off cards all the way over to America, and just the idea of it going through 2 different postal services as well as going on a plane or a ship or something, probably a plane. I just don't like the idea of it. But trying to get anything graded by Ace, go through these as well whilst I'm talking. Trying to get anything to Ace is like you have to wait for a spot to get something graded, and I've not gone through it yet. And we have another nice half art there. That is going to go into a sleeve. Oh god, I was getting messages from Lee as well. I'm going to have to... That made me jump. I don't think he mean to do that. So I'm going to turn that off. Quit. There we go. I haven't even got to playing Phasmophobia yet and I'm getting jump scared already. See, Lee's the sort of person where if I am playing something like that, he will send me a message deliberately knowing that if he sees me playing, he'll send me a message knowing it's going to make me jump. And it's usually a message saying boo or something like that, just to rub salt in the wounds. Energy card. Another leaf. Let's see if we get any good hits in here. I like the little emoticon there, Dan. Thank you for the little ghost emoticon or the emoji, whatever you want to call them. And I'm not seeing anything. I've got a nice little hollow tyrant though. Got a nice little tyrant to my mini tyrant collection. I do quite like the tyrants actually. Next pack. Energy. Psychic energy. Oh look, tyrant, very first one. And it's stage 1 from a fossil. I like that. Jaw fossil. No hits in that one. Next set. Energy card. Making sure you're still awake, Dan. Another tyrant. No hits, but that is a nice card though. I do like that one. Like the artwork on it. Energy card. Colourless. Oh, I see something in the back. Just poking. I wonder if it's a half art. It looks like a half art. Ghastly. That's another... Oh no, it's a full art. Oh, that is nice. I like that. The Mega Clefable. That is a pretty card. And that is 2 gold stars, Dan. For you. So that's going to go there. I'll put that into a sleeve. Something tells me that is a little bit more valuable than the others, that one. Ooh. Energy card. Yeah, the dark energy. Haven't had many of those. Nothing in that one. Yeah, special edition, special illustration rares, those ones, yeah. But it's very, very difficult to know how much they actually are until you actually look up the card itself. A lot of the Mega X's, there are a lot of the Mega X's that are quite valuable. Like although I've got a fake Mega X, a Mega Charizard X, like I said, that one on its own before grading is like £600 if it wasn't a fake card. The one that I have. Energy, another water energy. Another Snorlax there. I think there's something in this one. Let's see what we got. We have got a half art card there. And there's the 2 black stars. You can see the 2 black stars and then they're on the bottom. That'll go into a sleeve. And we got three more sets for the box, and then we can move on to the last box, which is the collection. If I can open this up, we'll actually get there. And I'm running out of space on my desk. Energy! Fighting energy. Another Snorlax. I'm pretty sure this has been one of my most common cards to pull today. Oh, we got another double blade. Another double blade. Go there, go like that. Right, okay. Next pack. Let's see what we get here. You can see that my desk is overflowing. It's starting to come in frame now. Oh yeah, right, okay. Let's energy card. And then we flip them over. Let's see what we get. No good hits in that one. We still have got a lot to get through though. Last pack before we open up the elusive box. And then once we open up that box, I'll move on to the mystery boxes. And I will explain. I accidentally showed you that on camera, but I mean it's pretty much exactly the same there. I will also show you the energy card. And then we'll actually get around to opening these up, see what we got. Any good hits in these ones. And we have got a half art Lapras X. So that is the two black stars there for you, Dan. But I will, when I open up the boxes, I will also show on screen what it is that I actually bought. And I can show you where I bought them from, how much they were. And you can get an idea of what they actually look like. So I'm going to move these cards out of the way because I have not got much space now for the box. So excuse me a moment. I also apologise if anyone is watching in stream who does not know what I look like. I do apologise that you're literally just looking at like my legs. I'm pretty sure the Pokemon cards are a little bit more interesting than my face anyway. I'll move these out of the way. do not want to damage them, although it would be quite nice to have them on screen. I really don't want to risk damaging them. Right, the box. So obviously, as I said, at least they're nice legs. Thanks, Dan. As I said, we do get the tyrant, the promo tyrant in this pack, in the box rather, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to get this box, as well as the cards themselves. I've been waiting ages to open this up. Too long. So we have got the player guide and the box itself, which is actually quite a nice box. I've still got one on the shelf actually when I got one of these from the last Mega Evolution set. So we have got in here. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to move that out of the way. So we have got some, I do believe they are sleeves. We have got a coin. There is the tyrant in a pack, which I'm going to leave in the pack. But you can see right on the bottom there, where the stars usually are, Dan, is a little symbol. You probably can't see it very well, but it just says promo. So the promo sometimes can be worth a lot. And they're usually worth a lot more when they're left in the pack as well. So I'm going to leave it in the pack for the time being, because there's not much else in there really, other than some, I'm not entirely sure what they actually are, to be honest with you. I've not opened one of these before. So there's that, and we have got just some energies, I believe, that are in there. So I'm going to leave those. And we also got some counters and a dice in there. But the main attraction, other than the tyrant, are these. So I am going to put that there, put those back in there, and move that aside. We'll keep that on screen so you can see that, although that's not a very good place for it. Let's put that there so you can see it. Let's move that out of the way as well, and then I'll have a quick drink. Remember to stay hydrated, guys. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we got 11. I do apologise. There's actually 11. I don't know why I miscounted, or why I thought there was 10, but there is 11. Perfect order. Let's open these up, and then we will get to the mystery boxes. Keep your fingers crossed for any good hits. And we have got an energy. Nice little fire energy to start it off. Let's see if we've got anything fire in here. We have not. It's okay. We're warming up. Energy card. Colourless. And oh, we have a Mega Clefable half art. So there's another Clefable, but it is a half art version this time, so it's just the two black stars on the bottom. I do like the colours in the Mega Evolution set. There is some very nice cards in these sets. not just in the perfect order, but just in the mega evolutions in general. So this is obviously the mega evolutions, but perfect order. There's the Clefable at the front, look, that one. And I never got rid of these empty packs on my desk. They look like they've been breeding and just run amok on my desk. And we have got a energy. Let's run through these very quickly, see if we get any good hits in these. Nothing so far. Energy card. Water energy. Let's see what we got on these. See if we've got any good hits. And we have got another half art Slazzle there. And the next pack, we're going to get some good hits in this one. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I don't actually, I'm just making it up and just, you know, if you say that there's going to be a good hit, maybe you'll get one. Energy! Right, let's see if we do actually get any good hits in here. And we have not. My powers of persuasion have failed me. Maybe it's in this one, Dan. What do you reckon? I'm going to get a really, really, really good hit in this next set. We're just not aware. We just don't know it yet. Energy card. Colourless. Next one. You reckon that one? Yeah? I think you might be right. There is no hits in that one. Do you want to give it a bit of a kiss? Go on, give it a kiss. Maybe it's maybe it just needs a blessing. Energy card. Got the dark energy. Right, let's see if your powers of persuasion have worked, Dan. Let's see what we get in here. Oh, it worked. It worked. Although it is a duplicate, I already have this card. It is a very nice full art. I think it's an Aurorus. I think it's pronounced. There's the single gold star. Let's put that one there so you can see it on the screen. And let's move on to the next pack. Double kiss for the next one then. So we get a double star, yeah? Is that how it works? And we have got an energy. Fire energy. Let's see if it's the fire energy gives us good luck as well. Unfortunately, we did not. Don't think it works like that. Maybe it's just a single kiss that you need, Dan. Next pack, and then we have 2 others left. And then we will move on to the mystery packs. Yeah, it was worth a try. Energy card. Fighting. I am curious to know whether there's like a certain card that if you get like a certain energy card, it's more lucky. It is not, although that is a nice card. That is the evolution up from the Tyrant. But it is not an expensive or rare card, unfortunately. I just like dinosaurs, that's all it is. Do you want to give this one a kiss, Dan? Go on, give it the kiss. Just in case. Although I ripped that one open rather than opening it up carefully. And energy card is psychic energy. Maybe those psychic powers of yours have worked on this set. Let's see. Well, we got a nice start. We've got a Tyrant. Unfortunately, we did not. It didn't work. We have the very last pack, Dan. What are we going to do with this one? You going to give it a kiss, or are we going to just open it up? Powers of persuasion into the pack. Let's get a nice hit in this one. Oh, we get 3. Okay. The very last perfect orders booster. Right, okay, let's actually do the, rather than flipping them over, let's give you the energy. It's colourless, if that means anything. Let's see what we get. Oh, oh, I see something. I see something. Ah, it is unfortunately just a half art card, but the 3 kisses kind of worked. Technically, we did get 2 stars on that one, although it's black stars. It's just a half art. So, that leads us on to... That is the last of the perfect orders. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And this out of the way. I'm going to move this out of the way just to free up some space on my desk. And then I'm going to open up these.